I'm a steel sculptor. I have an emphasis in making steel sculptures that contain life inside of the sculpture.
Danny Salzhandler calls his creations biosculptures. Part metal, part glass, part water, part nature. These unique sculptural ecosystems are a combination of art and life, literally.
A biosculpture is a piece of art that has to hold up as a sculpture first. And then within that sculpture is a whole nother discipline. It is the science of keeping nature in an enclosed environment.
As a former zookeeper, nature is something Danny knows a bit about.
My inspiration for creating biosculptures comes from my love of all living things, plants and animals.
But melding sculptural art with living creatures like frogs and other reptiles, including plant life, takes the idea of an enclosed habitat to a new level.
My sculptures are mostly geometric shapes that are just taken from sketches that I do that seem to have the right angles that you would find in nature so that the plants and animals inside of them have a more natural looking terrain.
Danny first put the design on paper.
The steps I go through when I'm building a biosculpture are first coming up with a conceptual drawing. Then I make templates. I cut those out of masonite, and those are what I will be using as a guide to use my cutting torch, my plasma cutter. And then I take my MIG welder and weld those panels together.
After welding two panels, Danny grinds the edges to create a smooth corner. Then he polishes the metal to bring out a beautiful shine.
Once I get it welded together, I see where that would be the best shapes, where the water lines are going to fall, where the level marks are, so the water is where I want it to be, and cut the windows out.
Danny repeats this process until he completes the sculpture. Then he polishes it one last time and moves indoors to work on the rock modules, adding the bio to the sculpture.
The rock modules act as planters. A lot of the biosculptures are hydroponic, so you're just holding the root system in a little bed of water that will keep it alive. And those rocks need to hide the pumps, the hoses, the electrical cords, and they need to also furnish places for the plants to catch root and for any little animals that might be in there, a place to feel secure and to get into. After that, I install the glass, and once I get all these things put together, then I give it a dry run, see how it works, get the pump going, and usually I'll run it for several months. If I'm going to put any animals in it, I'll do it after that.
Danny's sculptured creations are certainly one of a kind. But then again, so are the living creatures in nature.
The reason I make biosculptures and continue to make biosculptures, and the exciting thing that really does give me the pleasure that I'm looking for in creating my art, is to create the perfect biosculpture.
What a concept. Isn't that interesting? Aren't those nice? Danny's art ranges in price from $500 to $50,000, and it's available at galleries throughout Southern California, also at art shows, as well as on the internet.